Welcome to the Donate Any Car podcast. If you own a vintage car, you own so much more than just a vehicle. It's a piece of rolling history. But what happens when it's time to part ways? In this explainer, we're going to dive into a really powerful option that honors your car's amazing past while giving it an even more meaningful future: donation. Owning a vintage car is a special kind of passion, isn't it? You're not just a driver, you're more like a caretaker, a custodian of history. These incredible machines represent such a deep emotional and, financial investment. All those years spent on preservation, the car shows, and just the memories made along the way. And that really brings us to the big question. Life happens, things change, circumstances shift, and suddenly you might find yourself at a crossroads. Maybe you need the garage space, or you're downsizing, or, maybe it's just time for somebody else to enjoy it. Parting with a piece of personal history like this, well, it's a tough decision, and it's absolutely filled with emotion. So, what are your choices?
Now, before we get too far ahead, let's make sure we're all on the same page about what vintage actually means. Our sources define this pretty specifically as a car made between 1919 and 1930. But honestly, it's way more than just a date range. Think of it like a rolling sculpture. It's a testament to the incredible craftsmanship and the whole spirit of its era. This uniqueness is exactly what makes them so special and so valuable.
Okay, so you've decided it's time to let it go. You could try to sell it, sure, but that comes with its own whole set of challenges. So let's explore why donating your vintage vehicle isn't just another option on the list, but is often the most rewarding and, frankly, the smartest path forward. It's a true win-win for absolutely everyone involved. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one hand, you have the private sale. And that means endless, time-consuming negotiations, dealing with all the complex paperwork, and fielding those frustrating lowball offers from people who just don't get the car's true value. But then you look at the other side. Donation offers this simple, direct way to support a cause you actually care about, and it comes with a potentially huge tax deduction. No haggling, no headaches. It's a no-brainer for a lot of people. Donating your car really stands on these four powerful pillars. You get to support a cause that means something to you, you get a potential tax break, and you completely sidestep the entire headache of a private sale. But maybe most importantly, especially for us enthusiasts, you make sure your car's legacy doesn't just end. It gets to transform into something new. So, now that we've really covered the why you should donate, let's get into the really good part. The where. This is the deeply personal piece of the puzzle where you get to decide exactly what kind of impact your car is going to have on the world. The sheer variety of ways you can make a difference is just incredible. Your vintage car could literally help build a home for a family through Habitat for Humanity's Cars for Homes program. It could honor a loved one by funding critical research for the American Cancer Society. You could support our nation's heroes through the VFW, or, bring some much-needed joy to a sick child through Make-A-Wish. Each one of these great organizations can turn your car into crucial funding for their missions. And beyond those big national charities, you have the power to make a huge difference right in your own community. I mean, just imagine your car being displayed in a local auto museum for the next generation to see and admire. Or maybe it could be used by students in an automotive program at a community college, helping train the next wave of mechanics and restoration experts. From local animal shelters to veterans posts, donating locally means you can see the good you're doing firsthand, right in your own backyard. Now, I know exploring all these options can bring up questions. You might be wondering, which charity is the best fit for my car? Or how do I even navigate those first few steps? Well, the good news is you don't have to figure all this out by yourself. For anyone who has questions, or maybe you're feeling ready to start exploring your options, there are dedicated specialists ready to help. The number is toll-free, 833-542-6622. They can really walk you through it and provide guidance for your specific car and situation. For those of you who, like me, appreciate a clear plan, let's talk about the how. What does this whole process actually look like from start to finish? The best part is, it's designed to be as simple and as hassle-free as it can possibly be. Let's take a look at the roadmap. So here it is, the entire journey, all broken down into 7 really clear steps. It all starts with that personal choice of a charity. Then you move into the practical stuff. gathering your documents, getting an appraisal if you need one, and then contacting the organization. After that, it's really just about finalizing paperwork, letting the DMV know, and then claiming that well-deserved tax deduction. See, each step just flows logically into the next. And here is a little pro tip that will save you a ton of time. Before you even make that first call, go find your car's title and registration. Seriously, having these documents ready to go will make the whole process so much smoother. The title is the absolute key to transferring ownership, so if you can't find it, your first call should probably be to your local DMV. Okay, let's get into one of the most compelling parts of donation, the financial side. This isn't just about giving something away, it's about giving smartly. And understanding the IRS rules is absolutely crucial to maximizing the tax deduction you're entitled to. The first number you're going to want to remember is $500. This is a key threshold for the IRS. If your car's value is more than $500, you'll need to file Form 8283 for non-cash contributions along with your tax return. But don't worry about the paperwork. The charity you choose will give you everything you need. All right, the next critical number, and this is especially true for valuable vintage cars, is $5,000. If your deduction claim goes over this amount, the IRS requires a formal written appraisal from a qualified professional. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a must-do step that protects both you and the charity, making sure the car's value is officially on the books. So when it comes down to it, your deduction amount really depends on how the charity uses the car. If they use it for their own mission, like a museum putting it on display, you can often deduct its full fair market value. If they sell it, your deduction is the gross amount it sells for. Either way, you have to get a written acknowledgement from the charity. And look, because every situation is a little different, it is always a smart move to talk to a tax professional for guidance. Okay, let's bring this all back home. We've talked about the practical steps, the finances, the whole process. But let's circle back to what truly makes donating a vintage car so incredibly special. It is all about legacy. I think this quote from our source material just says everything, doesn't it? It completely reframes the whole decision. You are not getting rid of anything. You are transforming an asset, something you've poured your heart into a genuine opportunity. An opportunity to create positive change, to support a cause, and to make a real, tangible difference. This is the real heart of it all. Your car's story doesn't just end when it leaves your garage. It starts an exciting new chapter. That engine, that chrome, that classic body, it all becomes a vehicle for hope. It becomes funding for life-saving medical research, it becomes a safe place for a family to live, or it becomes much-needed support for a veteran. Its journey keeps going, bringing joy and help to others. And so we're going to end with this question for you. After all the years of love and care and enjoyment you've poured into that car, what will its ultimate legacy be? The cool thing is, you have the power to decide that right now. If you're ready to create that legacy or you just have some questions, that number again is 833-542-6622. Thank you so much for listening to the Donate Any Car podcast. We really hope this has given you an inspiring guide to giving your vintage car a new and truly purposeful next chapter.